And good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Well, what a fantastic afternoon stroke evening I had last night watching a number of very, very well-known South African singers perform here in Brisbane. And for those who aren't members of or subscribers of the Loving Life 2019 channel, I did put the video up last night. I'll put a link directly below this video and you can see a bit of a teaser, which is Steve Hofmeyer performing here in Brisbane last night. Please remember to subscribe to that channel, because that way you're going to see the newsy type information on this channel and the more dramatic type information with videos on the Loving Life 2019 channel. It's very quick to subscribe. Just click on the subscribe button once you've taken the link below, click on the bell, and you're in. And you'll get all the updates from both channels. And we're doing that because this community channel is increasing in size, a whole lot of projects coming online, and we need to have diversification of the channels, which is what we're now doing. Okay, guys, now let's get back to the story. Johann Rupert, second wealthiest man in South Africa. I've talked about this in the past, about him thinking about leaving South Africa. And now I think it's a certainty. And I'll tell you why. A subsidiary company owned by South Africa's second richest man, Johann Rupert, was hit by jewellery thieves on Friday night. An estimated 300 million rands worth of watches, diamond necklaces and earrings were snatched at a warehouse in Rivonia after the thieves allegedly overpowered and tied up the security guards before breaking into the vault. This is smelling very much like an inside job, I have to tell you, but you'll see. The stolen luxury goods were reportedly headed for shops in Sandton under the distribution arm of the Rupert family's luxury goods company Richemont, which owns Cartier and Montblanc, amongst other brands. Special investigators are understood to be looking into why the CCTV cameras did not seem to be working and how the guards could have proven so ineffective. Well, as I said, it smells like a fish, doesn't it? In a recent extract from journalist Peter du Toit's book, The Stellenbosch Mafia, Rupert said he believes South Africa had reached a point of no return, with the possibility of Deputy President David Mabuza becoming president too close for comfort. He says he has lost faith in the ANC, according to the extract, which paints Rupert as angry about several things. These include his belief that he has been unfairly cast as the face of white monopoly capital. His waning influence over the presidency. He says while he enjoyed close relationships with Mandela and Mbeki and was close to the Ramaphosas in the 1990s, he has no contact with the president currently. What he describes as SARS trying to sabotage him, and suspicions that his phone has been tapped, as well as the insult he endures in public. These public insults are described in the extract as the reason his children live in the United Kingdom today. When they are here in South Africa, we don't sleep. When they were here, they couldn't go out in public without being insulted. It affected my family, he said. Well, guess what, Johann? Welcome to the club. There are millions of white South Africans who endure exactly the same thing. Unlike you, they don't have the option of just kicking up their heels and moving off to another country. I think you should be donating money to a special fund that can actually finance white South Africans who are desperate to get out of the country. But I guess if you are the face of white monopoly capital, you won't do that, will you? Getting back to the story. Rupert says he's warned the government there would be economic consequences if SARS ever again tries to sabotage him. He told du Toit, "I've been by far the highest individual taxpayer in this country for the past 20 years. Our family companies are the biggest payers of dividends from outside into the country. more than what the rest of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange does combined. Can you imagine that tax loss and the impact on that, on the whole system in South Africa? Devastating. He says he believed his phone has been tapped due to the belief that he controls the rand, something he denies, while telling Du Toit he could do so if he wanted to. He said, "I have been protecting the currency, not weakening it. Investors from the US call me and ask whether they should short the rand, and I always say no. I don't control the currency, but if I did decide to encourage people to short the rand, it would have an impact." His personal problems aside, Rupert believes our economy may not be salvageable due to massive debt, and that an Arab Spring-type event could well take place. What he's talking about is a civil war in South Africa. "I think we'll be at the IMF in a year's time," he told Du Toit, adding that he thinks there will be riots in the streets if Ramaphosa doesn't restructure the economy, which he added he no longer has faith he'll be able to do. "I'd like to have contact with Ramaphosa, but I'm not going to force myself on him," he told Du Toit. Now, I told you the other day about that very big trader who'd been shorting the rand and said that it's going to be like 30 rand to the dollar within a year. And his advice, which I didn't mention in that email he sent me, his advice to everybody in South Africa who can get out is to get the heck out of there. Because he said quite openly he believes that there's going to be some really nasty shit happening when the government starts reducing the size of its bureaucratic workforce, when Eskom lays off tens of thousands of people, as it should, because they're all going to start getting really nasty. And what we're seeing right now in South Africa is like the tip of an iceberg. And unfortunately, that iceberg is starting to come out of the water, and it's becoming a huge problem. And you can see that with the level of violence just growing in South Africa. Now, if Johann Rupert goes to America or Europe, for example, and closes down his businesses in South Africa, that's going to have a huge impact on employment and on taxation revenue received by SARS. It's going to have a huge, huge impact. It's going to be devastating for the South African economy. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates, and please have a safe day. And just below this is that teaser link with some of the video footage I took last night with Steve Hofmeyer performing at the at Brisbane with other South African Afrikaans performers. It was a fantastic evening.